everybody, welcome back. Floating head day, kinda, right? And anyway, so got a Silver Surfer video coming for you. We're gonna talk about maybe concerns. Are there any? I don't know, maybe not. Is he gonna break the meta immediately? We'll see. I want to mention Amazon coins sponsorship always still going. Link below. Not going to go through the commercial on that. Helps out the channel dramatically, so thank you for doing that. Also have another sponsor for anybody who's looking to lose some weight after this COVID-19 +1 quarantine 15, whatever you want to call it. Got a link in the description below for a sponsor for that as well. So check those out. And let's just jump into looking at this blog Silver Surfer and talk about some of the stats too. Real brief, then we're gonna hit some stats and check out some images. All right, let's go.
Bring me WolverThor!
All right, so you guys probably seen this a million times over. We already knew Silver Surfer was coming. It was rumored Tana and Valley covered that for at least a month now, and then we got the image on the Facebook group. I think it was yesterday, so it was pretty much confirmed. Oddly, we got a Wednesday blog strike time. This was super odd to me. I don't know why this happened. I know Valley speculated that we've got a SaveMSF movement that started out there, so we'll see how that kind of comes together and what's happening. And I know they put a letter on Reddit. You guys can go check that out. Valley was speculating maybe this was damage controller. I don't know. He could be right. Not really sure. So I'm not directly involved with that one like I was with SaveMSF. So I'm not sure the inner workings of what's going on there. But there's players rallying around it. So maybe Scopely's paying attention because they don't want things to get like they were with SaveMSF and a whole bunch of stuff going on. So they're talking about lowering that store rating. So you guys, look, you do whatever you think the store rating is. I think I've got mine at 2 at the moment. We'll see how things shake out in the game. So anyway, Silver Surfer. Honestly, I think he's a big character that everyone's going to want to see. You're expecting him to be really good here. They've got some description. I'm not going to go through that. You guys can read that a bit. The Hero Cosmic Mystic Blaster. That's fun. The Mystic part, some people thought maybe bio. Okay, I get it. As you go through the kit here, the first thing, and Cerebro's got a strike time here that he does with Mr. Matt Sheets, which is always fun. They start off with the passive, which is actually where I kind of want to look to start. There is a whole bunch of stuff on here, with spawning defense up for 3 turns, healing 5% of this character's health on anybody's turn. So anytime anybody goes, this guy's healing. So that is just insane to me. I really, really like it, honestly. It makes you want to get red stars, which brings up one of my potential concerns in this video. And I'll lower it a little bit here. You'll notice that he's got 7 yellow star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was like, wait a minute. For some reason, they look small, and I thought there was an 8th one there. Granted, there is room for an 8th star there, which is, I'm gonna have to look at that as I'm sitting here. I'm like, aren't the stars there able to be at the end? I don't know, maybe not. So anyway, my concern was that they didn't have any red stars on them. Normally when they have these videos, they have 4 red stars on them when they're showing the stats. Given that we've got this Ultron treatment coming up, I hope, and we'll look at the stats in a bit here, and spoiler alert, they're gonna be really good. I'm hoping that Scopely's not going to say, oh, by the way, this Silver Surfer character is so good, we don't want to put red star stats on him right away. So you've got to use this new, I'm going to call it Ultron red currency to be able to get red stars on him. Not going to go over super well in my predictions. So that's an initial concern that I did want to bring up as I was watching this. That did concern me some. They did have Striker in the video. I also kind of agree with that. So anyway, you want red stars on that guy, right? Right? Yeah, I think so. So, and I was wrong. That those stars are in the same spot as they always were. But there is, a spot for an 8th one there at some point if they ever decide to do that. They could. We'll see. This on turn you're gaining speed. That's the one stat we don't see throughout that entire video is you don't see any speed on there, so we don't know where he's gonna rank. They might be still figuring that out, but on turn gaining 15%, 15% speed up to a max of 45. So he's basically ramping up as he goes further. So, by turn 3, he's going, quicker and quicker. So hopefully, he's got some sustain in there, which he should, given this on turn heal, which is pretty amazing. He's gaining offense up on anytime somebody dies, which is awesome. If he has offense up, that means he's ignoring defense up on anybody. So that's like, all right. And he's a crazy high piercing. He's got high resistance if he's got one or more villain cosmic enemies. So you're going to be looking for those if they're out there. I remember when we had villain cosmic. So similar to how Maw had controllers, you're going to always want to know who those villain cosmic enemies are. He's got 50% focus if this character has one or more hero cosmic allies. So you're going to want some sort of Fantastic Four type situation going on with that. And then the allies get that as well. And then he lowers resistance by 50% for all enemies with heal block, which we'll get into as we go through here. And you see this kid, he's available to have alt and special first turn, which is great. You like seeing that. So on offense, you can decide what you want to do there. Defense, he'll go with the ultimate. So we'll go to that first. He attacks all enemies, clears immunity, and applies heal block. So immediately, like I said, and it's heal block for 2 turns. All right, that's Mordo-esque there, except for he's clearing immunity. So he's making sure that you get it, and then he's lowering resistance for all those enemies for 50%. So after he does that, that means their resistance goes away. So depending when he goes, and then when you're thinking about Black Order counters, that's really going to be talked about, where it's kind of like, okay, so if they're lowering resistance, you're able to drop things on there. Does that work? Can that immunity on all the enemies, like Black Order, put it on there, and then you start dropping debuffs on the team that you're attacking? Maybe, we'll see. Clear all charged, clear all positive effects, and apply ability block for 2 turns to the primary target. So depending what's going on there, maybe that's a Call Obsidian. I don't know. If Call Obsidian has regen, I don't know if that'll work. But then you're putting ability block on Call Obsidian, potentially after Thanos has done his flip, which means he can't taunt again. So maybe you can control that. Kind of like it. We'll see. Again, this is on defense too. So, does that work exactly how you want it to, depending on speed? We'll see. But that's what you're using first, which I like. Special, you'd be using second turn, and those are both decently long cooldowns. Your primary target for 600% piercing, which is bonkers, and you're applying disrupted for 2 turns. So this could go any other way on AI. Again, I like this, putting it on if you're attacking Black Order or something along those lines. You're putting it on someone who's not going to get maybe a Call Obsidian again, and you're attacking all adjacent targets for 200% piercing and applying defense down. So you're making people weaker. So it's like, okay, I like it, and it can't be counterattacked. So your Call Obsidian types, it's kind of like, all right, well, he's not going to counter, but does that mean he can't do payback? I think he probably does payback if you're attacking Ebony Maw or Thanos. So we'll see how that all shakes out. And then his basic, which is pretty powerful. Attack primary target for 280% piercing, and you're transferring all negative effects that Silver Surfer has to that target. And if that character, if Silver Surfer doesn't have any negative effects, you transfer all the positive effects from that character to Silver Surfer. So it's pretty cool. I hope that's excluding taunt though. We'll see how that shakes out. I don't know if I want Silver Surfer to have taunt. Maybe I do. I'm not sure. And then when this character performs counter assist or a counterattack or assist, it still keeps that transfer of positive and negative effects. And again, can't be counterattacked. And that's consistent throughout this. Matt Sheets in his video with Cerebro here kind of does the same thing, and checking this guy out a bit. And they go through here, and Matt does a pretty good job of talking about it. As they went through this video, there was some stats on here that, I'm not going to capture necessarily, but they talked about it, and they talk about his abilities. They talk about what teams he could potentially be on, which is, who knows? We'll see. I know that Matt and some of the development group there, they work on figuring out how some of these teams work. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. And Matt's even said in the past that, he looks forward to seeing how the community takes kind of one of these their new characters and what they do with them. So, I mentioned looking at some of the images on this guy. So that's some of the graphic work. As always, I'm expecting these to be pretty solid, pretty cool. like that one as well. And you know, on the jumping back to the strike time video here, when they're showing the animations of this guy going, it's pretty dope. I have to admit, like, I mean, his stuff is just, it is awesome. I really liked kind of some of that animation. You know, and they talked about the board. They just talked about how it would look. I mean, that's just cool. I love how he's off to the side. He flies off, and then, you know, he comes back and the board has to go away. Matt talked about the challenges that might that presented to the design team, and I think they did a really good job. The animations look great. I really like them, and I'm expecting probably pretty good things from this character. So having said that, now let's jump over to this graphic that I'm not sure who made this, but whoever did, thank you. What they did is they snapped the picture from that strike time video, and they got, let's see here, they got the, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. So they got the stats here, and it kind of shows you, and I'll read them to you just in case you can't see them if it's too small. They went to msf.gg and ranked all the stats where there's health, damage, this is resistance, and then they did focus and armor. We don't know his speed, but anyway, so health, and it's an equal comp, right? So this is all 7 yellow stars, 0 red, level 80, gear tier 13, passive 5, star tech 25. So the health of a Silver Surfer at that level is 250. If you go over here to health, that means he's only second to Dr. Doom. You know, he's right in between kind of Dr. Doom, and he's a little bit above Black Bolt. Black Bolt's 230, and then he's another 20 above that, and then Dr. Doom's 50 above that. Damage, Silver Surfer is 18761, which is, if you're looking at it, it's like damage, 18761. Okay, and now, again, this is ISO level 5. Actually, now that I think about this, this is ISO level 5, so I'm looking at this actual, let's pull up msf.gg, because now I'm second guessing that graphic a little bit, because you do get stat boosts from ISOs. So as we're doing this, let's look at the spreadsheet here, the stat table. Let's take this away. Yeah, you can't add ISOs into this. So there is a difference there. So we can't, while the graphic is floating around, we got to be careful with thinking about that, because there is some part over here where they do have these striker percentages and all these different things. I don't, yeah, that's just showing how many people make him a striker. So that's cool and fun. But what I want to know is, like, so as these go up with an ISO level. So having said that, just recognize that there's some percent differences here, that he's already got that, whatever, what's it, 2 per, so another, he's got an additional 10% stats on these that these guys might not have, given the lack of ISO. So anyway, having said that, his damage is still 18,761, which the highest before that is Dr. Doom at 16.8. So in theory, Silver Surfer's got the highest damage in the game, and he's got piercing. That's gonna hurt. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. His armor is 10k, that's jumped over here. So his armor somewhere between Luke Cage and Dark Phoenix, or maybe Iron Man, again, depending on that percentage situation with these ISOs. His resistance is 13,941. Again, is between Blob and JJ. It's an amazing resistance, which you'd expect. JJ still got higher, but still very good. And his focus is 10,063, which is between Hawkeye and Dr. Doom. So his focus is really good. So this guy's stats are literally at the top of the game. Like, it's Dr. Doom and him, you know what I mean? Like, as far as stats across the board, his stats, regardless of these ISOs, are still going to be top 3 on all the way across, again, except for we don't know speed. So concern there, power creep, but okay. So this character, I think he, stat wise, kit wise, he looks good. The concern I mentioned before, the red stars, okay, we'll see what happens there. I hope that they give them to us like normal, but save your gold orbs if dude's gonna be milestones, which he's expected to be. I expect people to really go hard into this guy if they want to spend on the game. I know there's a lot of stuff going on at the moment. The SaveMSF movement, I don't know if this is in counter to that to try to make it quiet or not. I don't know what they're gonna do. We'll see, but I will say that this Silver Surfer character, he looks good. I expect him to shake some things up a little bit. You get him and Doom and maybe Invisible Woman. They're going to do some stuff in Arena to make Black Order go away. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So anyway, that's all I got for now. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Hammer down that like button. Click that notification bell, subscription button. You guys know the drill. Discord link in the description below. And until next time, hope you have a wonderful day.